can you transcribe and summarize the video? Thank you for joining us here on Republic TV. You're watching This is Exclusive. Thank you for joining us on This is Exclusive. I'm Niranjan. Three big stories coming up exclusively on the show this evening. We have a political news break. There's a quake in the Congress party. And then we'll tell you how the Congress is messing up in Himachal Pradesh. They want money from temples. They're broke. They want money from temples. They want temples to fund their welfare schemes. And we have a breaking from Pakistan as well. All that and more coming up. Here are the headlines on This is Exclusive. Congress wants temples to fund its schemes in Himachal Pradesh. They will target you if you go to the Mahakumbh. They will run down the Mahakumbh. They will target their own leaders going to Mahakumbh, but they will ask for money from temples to fund welfare schemes. Rained out and knocked out for a duck, the story of Pakistan. What a shame. The first ever host nation to lose all games and be knocked out. Even their last game against Bangladesh has been rained out. Trinamool Congress leader on camera attacking Republic Bangla. Once again, it's all captured on video. His name is DK Shivakumar. There are pictures of him seated next to Amit Shah and Sadhguru at the Mahashivratri event at Isha Foundation. His own party is criticizing him. We'll show you the pictures on the show this evening. I'm starting with this edition of This is Exclusive with a quick political news break on top of the show because I spoke to a leader in the Congress party very, very close to DK Shivakumar, and he told me a few things which I wanted to break first up. Top Congress sources speaking to Republic TV on what DK Shivakumar is trying to do. In the last few days, the Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister has been to the Mahakumbh. He's taken a dip in the Mahakumbh, which his own party president Mallikarjun Kharge has criticized. And he, in the last few days, has been tweeting about how excited he's been to be at the Isha Foundation, where even Union Home Minister Amit Shah was present. So he takes a dip in the Mahakumbh and he shares stage with Amit Shah, and I have a detailed graphic of what sources close to him in the Congress party have told me. This is top sources in the Congress telling Republic that he's clearly sending a message to the Congress party. Now, why is this critical? Because he's a Deputy Chief Minister. The Deputy Chief Minister was promised by his party that he will be made the Chief Minister in October. I'll put out the graphics. Top Congress sources that I spoke to saying that he only exchanged pleasantries with the Home Minister at Isha Foundation, adding that it was DK Shivakumar sending a message to the party at best when he attended the event at the Isha Foundation, and he was on stage with the Union Home Minister. He was on stage. We'll show you that video as well on the right of the screen where he's seen on stage with the Union Home Minister. And we're getting in more details. The sources that we spoke to also saying that yes, it's true that reach outs have happened in the last few years, saying that BJP leaders have reached out in the last few years to the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka. Some BJP leaders have tried to convince DK Shivakumar to even switch sides and join the BJP. Sources in the Congress telling us that yes, he did get calls. There have been people who've tried to reach out. But that is the Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister, is sending a message ahead of the expected October anointment. Now, what is this October anointment? The Congress party has a Chief Minister in Karnataka and a Deputy Chief Minister. And as per the rules of engagement. When Siddaramaiah was made the chief minister, it was an agreement that DK Shivakumar would be made the chief minister after 2.5 years, after half the term. So that is the formula that he's hoping they will abide by. And he's hoping that the Congress party and the Congress High Command keeps up that promise of making him the chief minister in October this year. He's hopeful of the Congress High Command keeping up that promise. They are aware of making that promise and that they will have to deliver, or else the pictures on your screen, you can see him there at the Isha Foundation sending a message with that visit to the Mahakumbh, and also being on stage with Sadhguru, which the Congress party itself, along with DMK, has targeted. And he himself was attacked by his own party leaders today. Congress secretaries are openly attacking him, giving sound bites, saying that he's sending the wrong message to the cadre. So that's the situation. We had some exclusive details on that. Let's go across to our second breaking news story on the show this evening. And the second big breaking news update we're getting you on the show this evening is from Himachal Pradesh, where the Sukhu government has written a letter to DCs, and I have that letter with me. A letter signed by the Chief Commissioner of Temple cum Secretary LAC to the government of Himachal Pradesh, signed off by the Chief Commissioner Temple cum Secretary to the government of Himachal Pradesh. And this letter says various temple trusts functioning under Himachal Pradesh Hindu Public Religious Institutions Charitable Endowments Act keep making contributions for charitable activities and welfare schemes run by the state government. And while making such charitable contributions, the temple trust may make contribution towards the Mukhyamantri Sukh Ashray Yojana Kosh, as well as Mukhyamantri Sukh Shiksha Yojana Kosh, with a view to provide fund for the above mentioned welfare schemes. Now the problem is, the Congress party will attack its own leaders, like DK Shivakumar, like anybody else who goes to a temple or a Mahakumbh and takes a dip. They will attack them. And then they will ask you, that is temple trust, to fund their welfare schemes. Now that is the problem that we found in this entire story. Let me go across to Jairam Thakur, former Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh, joining us on the broadcast this evening. Jairam ji, ये बात ऐसा है कि गाली देते हैं, अगर आप महाकुंभ जाओगे, महाकुंभ में आप डुबकी लगाओगे, आप तो गाली देंगे कांग्रेस के लोग, लेकिन उनको पैसा चाहिए वेलफेयर स्कीम के लिए टेंपल ट्रस्ट से।
देखिए, ये सचमुच में मुझे लगता है कि बहुत हैरान करने वाली बात है। सनातन के खिलाफ आप बोलते रहिए, सनातन को आप विरोध करते रहिए, और मुख्यमंत्री जब सरकार बना करके आते हैं, पहला बयान देते हैं कि मैं 97% हिंदुओं की पार्टी को, हिंदूवादी पार्टी को हरा करके आया हूं। और अब हिमाचल प्रदेश में स्थिति ऐसी है कि सरकार चलाने के लिए पैसे नहीं।
हाँ जी।
और पैसे कहां से लिए जा रहे हैं? मंदिरों से लिए जा रहे हैं, ट्रस्ट से लिए जा रहे हैं। जिस सनातन के खिलाफ आप गाली दे रहे हैं, जिस सनातन के खिलाफ आप खुला प्रचार कर रहे हैं, आपके नेता महाकुंभ में भाग लेने के लिए नहीं जा रहे हैं तो उनकी एक्सप्लेनेशन हो रही है। और वो दूसरी तरफ से सरकार चलाने के लिए, सरकार की योजनाओं को चलाने के लिए हिमाचल प्रदेश में मंदिरों के ट्रस्ट से पैसा मांगा जा रहा है। तो मैं समझता हूं ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण परिस्थिति है हिमाचल प्रदेश में। और मैं इस बात को जरूर कहना चाहता हूं, मैं भी 5 वर्ष मुख्यमंत्री रहा, कभी भी सरकार की स्कीम्स को चलाने के लिए मंदिर से पैसा आज तक नहीं लिया गया, शायद पूरे देश पर भी नहीं लिया गया। अगर कहीं पैसा लेते हैं तो सीएम रिलीफ फंड के लिए लेते हैं, कोई त्रासदी आती है तो उस वक्त थोड़ी मदद के लिए लिया जाता है। लेकिन सरकार की योजनाओं को पैसा मंदिर और ट्रस्ट के माध्यम से लेकर के जो है उनको चलाया जाए, तो ये कभी भी देखने को नहीं मिला। ये बड़ी हैरान करने वाली बात है। और मैं देख रहा हूं कि हिमाचल तो छोटा सा प्रदेश है, यहाँ के मंदिर भी बहुत बड़े नहीं है, छोटे मंदिर है। यहाँ पर लगभग 36 टोटल नंबर हमारे पास हिमाचल प्रदेश में जो गवर्नमेंट के, सरकार के नियंत्रण में जो है। और लगभग उनकी जो प्रॉपर्टी और सारी चीजें जो इनको इवेल्युएट करे तो 500 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा नहीं है वो, जो उनके पास पैसा है, जो उनके पास सोना है, चांदी है, उसमें से भी पैसा सरकार की योजनाओं को चलाने के लिए। और खास तौर से हिमाचल प्रदेश में मैं ये जरूर कहना चाहता हूं, पिछले 2 वर्षों से एक भी योजना इनकी कोई चली नहीं। योजनाओं का, 2 योजनाओं की इन्हें घोषणा की है। वो एक दिन पहले दिन की है सुख आश्रय योजना, और दूसरी योजना सुख शिक्षा योजना। और ये भी बड़ा दिलचस्प बात है कि मुख्यमंत्री का नाम सुखविंदर सिंह सुक्खू है।
हाँ जी।
तो सुख हर योजना के साथ लगाते हैं। मैं इस बारे में नामकरण पर नहीं जाना चाहता हूं, लेकिन मैं इतना जरूर कहना चाहता हूं कि सरकार की 2 योजनाएं 2 साल में चली, सिर्फ 2 योजनाएं, बाकी तो बंद कर दी। हिमकेयर आपने बंद कर दी, सहारा योजना जो चलती थी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार के दौरान, वो आपने बंद कर दी। शगुन योजना हिमाचल प्रदेश में चलती थी, वो आपने बंद कर दी। कन्यादान योजना आपने हिमाचल प्रदेश में चलती थी हमारी सरकार की, वो बंद कर दी। और हिमाचल प्रदेश में 1865 इंस्टीट्यूशन चले हुए, 4-4 साल से चले हुए इंस्टीट्यूशन, वो आपने बंद कर दिए। और अपनी 2 योजनाओं को चलाने के लिए भी आपके पास पैसा नहीं है। उनको पैसा कहां से लिया जा रहा है? मंदिर और ट्रस्ट से लिया जा रहा है। मैं समझता हूं कि इससे बड़ी जो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण परिस्थिति हो ही नहीं सकती है।
ऐसा भी है जयराम ठाकुर जी, मेरे पास ये जो चिट्ठी है, चिट्ठी का डिटेल्स मैं थोड़ा पढ़ना चाहता हूँ।
जी जी,
ये अंग्रेजी में है। यहाँ पे है कि लिखा है कि ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ दिस स्कीम इज टू प्रोवाइड बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटीज टू चिल्ड्रन, स्पेशली ऑर्फन, सिंगल, डेस्टिट्यूट women and the elderly. These groups are generally isolated, neglected, vulnerable, and they are in need of care and protection. Role of state government in respect of such persons is that of a foster parent and to provide them subsistence and to integrate them into the mainstream of the society. बात ऐसा है कि हम करेंगे, I mean, किसी को भी कुछ होगा इसके लिए कंट्रीब्यूट करने के लिए, एंड करेंगे ही, कंट्रीब्यूट तो करेंगे ही। लेकिन दुख की बात यह है कि ये जो एक और एग्जांपल था कि कर्नाटका में भी ऐसा ही हुआ था कि टेंपल ट्रस्ट से मांगो पैसे,
जी,
लेकिन गाली दो सनातन धर्म को, जिसके बारे में आपने बात की, लेकिन किसी और को पैसा नहीं मांगेंगे। माने ये चर्चेस और मॉस्क, दूसरे जो है, दूसरे अदर रिलीजन्स, दूसरों धर्मों का उसके बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे। उसका तुष्टीकरण होगा, लेकिन पैसा मांगेंगे टेंपल ट्रस्ट से।
जी, नहीं, इस बात को लेकर के मैं जरूर ये कहना चाहूंगा, मेरी आवाज आप तक आ रही है? नहीं तो बीच में कॉल आ जाती है, 1 मिनट जरा। तो उसका मेरा सिर्फ इतना ही कहना है कि सही बात तो यह है कि ये दोनों योजनाएं, ये सरकार की बजटेड स्कीम्स हैं, बजट में अनाउंस की हुई है, और उसके बजट में अनाउंस की हुई स्कीम्स के लिए भी आपके पास, गवर्नमेंट के पास पैसा नहीं है। और इनको मदद करना, जो दोनों सेक्शन है, चाहे वो एजुकेशन के सेक्टर में आपने सुख शिक्षा योजना शुरू की है, चाहे सुख आश्रय योजना शुरू की है, दोनों योजनाओं के बारे में हमको टिप्पणी नहीं करना चाहिए। लेकिन जब बजटेड स्कीम्स के लिए आप ट्रस्ट से पैसे का प्रावधान कर रहे हैं, तो बजट में जो प्रोविजन है वो कहां गया? हमें बताइए तो सही। सीधी सी बात है, जब बजट पेश किया आपने, तो उस वक्त आपने इन सारी योजनाओं के लिए बजट का अनाउंस किया हुआ, बजट का पैसे का अनाउंस किया हुआ आपने, तो इस सारी चीज को लेकर के आपको स्पष्ट करना पड़ेगा कि भाई जो बजट अनाउंसमेंट आपकी है, वो बजट का प्रोविजन जो आपने इन योजनाओं के लिए किया है, वो पैसा कहां गया?
करेक्ट। नहीं, ये बहुत बहुत गंभीर मामला है। जयराम ठाकुर जी, हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। थैंक यू वेरी मच। जयराम ठाकुर, द फॉर्मर चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ हिमाचल प्रदेश, द LOP, as Sukhu government asks temples to fund welfare schemes. Moving on to the next big breaking story on This Is Exclusive. Let's go across straight to that. Story about Pakistan. Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen, ever since it got the rights to host the Champions Trophy, what a disaster it's been. I mean, Bangladesh match has been rained out, and they are the first host nation to not win a single game and then be knocked out. Game has been rained out. Pakistan has been knocked out of the tournament without a single victory. And it's been a disastrous run for Pakistan. They're the first team in 23 years to finish a tournament without a win. They've ended the Champions Trophy campaign at home. I'm going across to Atul Vasan, former Indian cricketer, joining us live on This Is Exclusive. In fact, those images that we had of a person in the crowd breaching the security cordon, running into the ground and waving a radical terrorist picture in the stadium, haunting Rachin Ravindra. That video for me, Atul, wrapped up the entire Champions League campaign of Pakistan, what a disaster it's been for them.
Not really. I think you are mixing two things. What you're saying is something besides cricket. But if you just talk about Pakistan just getting knocked out of a tournament in just 5 days for one which was just hyped up so much. But there are many problems. I think Pakistan cricket is going through a crisis. It says and a lot of anguish. I feel sorry for Pakistan cricket supporters, Pakistan fans, because this team has let everybody down. If you want to talk about the cricketing issues, there are many. I mean, just like they've beaten themselves into a frenzy that they're really good, but they're not. Suddenly, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Naseem Shah, and Haris Rauf have been compared to Wasim Akram and Waqar Yunus, and giving these guys, the kind of mentality which should not be there, because they have to achieve a lot. So I think it's. I feel that they have to address a lot of issues before the cricket gets back on track.
Yeah, I was talking about the overall campaign, Atul, because you see, of course, you had that entire spat with India where India refused to go there. And yesterday I was speaking to another journalist, cricket, who writes on cricket, and just that one example of, you leave the cricket aside, right? You look at the example of this Rachin Ravindra, right? He's fielding, he gets hit by a ball because of the floodlight issue. It was a genuine issue. And there were reports that the poor guy, after getting hit, is taken to a hospital. His iPhone is stolen from him, is what I read in sections of Pakistan media. And then he's back on the, on the ground to play. And then he has a fright of his life when this person with, holding this placard of a terrorist barges in. And there is a security threat that has been recorded by Pakistani forces themselves, that they're on heightened alert now because of some threat that's coming.
Yes, they missed out on international teams visiting their country for 10, 12 years. It's got financial implications. Their cricket has suffered. Now they're trying their best, but these odd incidents keep on happening. They should not be, taken as everything, all the effort that has been made is for nothing. I think we have to keep on striving towards making sure that there's a security. What is being given as a reason that all the other teams are cribbing about Indian teams advantage being just in Dubai, same pavilion, same ground, same wicket, same dressing room, same hotel. So that is the kind of advantage India is actually enjoying. And other teams have to travel, and they have to travel to Dubai to play India. So that's one reason they're playing. But what to do? I mean, they cannot just put their all their problems into this reason that India is getting the advantage. They're not as good. Their team is not at par. And I think if we have to really keep on enjoying India, Pakistan's these competitions, this is the best sporting encounter in the world, if you see. And I think if we have to keep that alive, if Pakistan has to keep on winning, at least sometimes, but because otherwise, if we keep on beating them, that edge will go.
One last question I had for you, Atul. Of course, you've played against Pakistan, and you've spoken about cricket for all your life. I mean, you've been a commentator and you've been a cricket analyst. What's wrong with the Pakistan team right now? What do you see is going wrong with them? Because Imran Khan was in jail. We had a comment from him yesterday. He spoke to his family and saying that it's corruption. There's so many issues that he said he's been speaking about for all these years. When you look at Pakistan cricket, what do you think has gone wrong there?
Well, to start off, you tell me who's running Pakistan cricket. Who's the main man in PCB? It's the army guy. So there's no PCB. There's no Pakistan government. Everything is coming from that army thing. And if they've got issues, the economy is in shambles. And if the guy at the top still wants to be the chairman of Pakistan Cricket Board, you can imagine where it starts from. Plus, there are hardly any, and maximum, I think 3 or 4 months is the maximum time when same coach and same captain sits together. They've got experts from all the former players are shouting, and there's a lot of, issues like the players union, and they have built up. Like Babar Azam has been made to make us believe that he's like the next Lara or Tendulkar, but he's not. I mean, comparing him to Virat Kohli is also something which is like an insult to Virat Kohli. So I think this is the narrative is such that they have to start from start from the beginning, because the bottom structure has crumbled. Their infighting is the problem, and it's free for all. So I think you have to wreck the whole old structure and build a new building if we have to see a good Pakistan cricket team coming out in the future. There's talent, but the talent also dried up. And somebody was telling me that earlier they used to have big heroes like Wasim and Waqar or Imran Khan to emulate, and they used to copy that. Now in streets of Islamabad and Karachi and Lahore, kids are trying to bowl like Bumrah. So you can imagine where things are.
Absolutely. Thank you, Atul Vasan, for speaking to Republic TV. It's been a disastrous campaign for Pakistan on and off the ground. That's it on this edition of This Is Exclusive. But we have a big summit coming up tomorrow. It's the Youth Summit, details of which we are giving you right now. The energy, of course, will be high, as Republic Youth Summit 2025 will be hosted in the Republic Media Network headquarters. 28th of February, that's tomorrow. Voices, ideas, passion reshaping India's future. From the Yuva to the Yuva, it's bold, it's fearless, limitless. And be ready to witness it live on Republic tomorrow. Okay, that's it on this edition of This Is Exclusive. Stay tuned. 3 big debates coming up with Arnab starting 8 p.m. Thanks for watching.
$13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I come to you with a major network announcement. And this is something that we have been all planning and working on at the Republic Media Network for a while now. On how we can use your beloved network and an influential platform like Republic to build a limitless India. As of now, 900 million of you worldwide are believers in the Republic Media Network. 900 million cumulatively, that is more than the population of 99% of the countries on this planet. So what can you and we at Republic do together, dear viewers? You who are the real strength of Republic. You are Republic and we are your voice. Dear viewers, it is you who are the real propellers of this spectacular phoenix-like growth of Bharat. It is you who are the Vox Populi, the voice of a people, which is the voice of God. It is you who are the Yuva Shakti-driven firepower of India. How can your very own news network work together with you to bring in your brilliant young vision to create a limitless India? A limitless India of unclaimed horizons. A limitless India of unlimited hope. A limitless India of dauntless energy, a limitless India of relentless effort, a limitless India of ceaseless continuity, because after centuries of domination, we have cast aside all the shackles to limitlessly free our fortune and decide our destiny. And that is why tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud to announce a grand plenary, a gigantic thought leadership forum driven by your boundless potential, by the boundless potential of our youth. There's a barcode on your screen as we speak. Scan it.
Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, powered by Galaxy AI, brings you the latest news in a super efficient and summarized format from across the country, only on Republic TV. Republic and Samsung together unfold a new world of possibilities. Let the adventure begin.
Rohit Sharma's Team India might be cruising along fairly well in the ongoing Champions Trophy, but this does not take away from the fact that their recent performances in Test cricket have been far from good. White ball cricket is not a concern for the Indian team, but as far as their red ball skills are concerned, the Indian players seem to be struggling. India's recent performances against Australia in a 5-match Test series and against New Zealand in a 3-match Test series at home
No matter what device you're on, news stories are breaking the internet today. Neelam Shinde, an Indian student, is battling for her life as her family back home scrambles for an emergency visa. SpaceX is on a total roll. The Musk giant is now eyeing a third lunar landing. Pakistan has made another false claim about Jammu and Kashmir, and India is just not having it. 6 days on, and the rescue operation to reach the 8 trapped workers in Telangana is underway full swing. Let's get straight into what's trending today with me, Gesu Bhardwaj. Neelam Shinde, a 35-year-old Indian student from Maharashtra's Satara district, is fighting for her life in a California hospital after a devastating accident on the 14th of February. She's been in coma for over 10 days and her family is desperate to be by her side. Neelam's father, Tanaji Shinde, has been trying to secure an urgent visa to travel to the US, but so far he has not received anything. While the Ministry of External Affairs has taken up the matter, this is indeed a race against time. I spoke to Neelam's uncle a while back. Take a look. Sir, अभी तक आपको क्या अपडेट्स मिले हैं और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स की साइड से क्या हेल्प है जो आपके लिए एक्सटेंड की गई है?
आज हमें 1-2 घंटे पहले हमारा ये काउंसिल ऑफिस है वीजा का, उससे आप फोन आया है। फोन आया कि कल आप 9 बजे तक मुंबई आ जाओ काउंसिल ऑफिस में, आपका शेड्यूल किया है, वो बोला है वीजा के लिए।
सर, जब परिवार वालों ने वीजा के लिए अप्लाई किया था तो वो वीजा रिक्वेस्ट डिक्लाइन क्यों की गई थी?
वो क्या बोल रहे थे, आप जो प्रोसेस करते हैं वो ऑनलाइन प्रोसेस, हमारे यहाँ ऐसा प्रॉब्लम है कि इमरजेंसी का ऑप्शन ही नहीं। आप खाली जो रेगुलर जो कस्टमर है उनके हिसाब से हमारे स्टेटमेंट देते थे वो।
इस वक्त नीलम की कंडीशन, मेडिकल कंडीशन कैसी है और क्या आप हॉस्पिटल के साथ लगातार टच में हैं?
उसको जो ब्रेन इंजरी है इस वजह से वो कोमा में है, उसको वेंटिलेटर चल है। ऐसे आप ये जो हॉस्पिटल है, हॉस्पिटल से कॉल आ रहा है।
यूएस में जो इंडियन एम्बेसी है, क्या उनकी साइड से आपको कोई हेल्प मिल रही है? क्या वो नीलम की कंडीशन लगातार ट्रैक कर रहे हैं?
हाँ, हमें काम शाम को करते हैं। उधर के जो दिन है उसमें हम रात को अपने बजे से शाम को 1-1:30 बजे हम फोन करते हैं। उसमें हमें अपडेट देते हो, पेशेंट कैसा है, क्या उसके अभी क्या क्या जरूरत है, क्या करना पड़ता है, ये सब हमें बताता है वो हॉस्पिटल।
धन्यवाद रिपब्लिक से बात करने के लिए। हम आशा करते हैं कि आपके केस को बहुत जल्दी देखा जाएगा और आपको वीजाज भी प्राप्त होंगे। SpaceX is on a total roll. They just launched their third moon mission of 2025 and this one's packed with excitement. The Athena lander is hitching a ride on a Falcon 9 rocket bound for the lunar surface. Now this comes after a rather disappointing landing last year. The company has revamped its technology and is ready to try again. Their IM-1 mission was a groundbreaking attempt, but it didn't quite go as planned. A faulty sensor caused the lander to descend too hard, breaking a leg and tipping over. This time around, they've improved their sensor technology, reinforced the landing gear and upgraded their communication systems. They're also bringing some cool new toys like a drone named Grace that will explore a permanently shadowed crater. So what's changed since the last moon mission? From improved sensors to enhanced mobility, Intuitive Machines has addressed the issues that held them back last time. Will it be enough to ensure a successful mission? We'll have to wait and see. The stakes are high, but the rewards are worth it. If Intuitive Machines can pull off a successful landing, they'll be paving the way for further lunar missions and helping NASA achieve its Artemis program goals. That's not all, viewers. NASA too is making waves with this video on your screens. Titled "The Moon So Close," the Blue Ghost is all set for a touch on March 2nd. It's clear that there seems to be a lot of buzz around lunar exploration and everyone's answering, from NASA to SpaceX to ISRO. But what's driving this renewed interest in our closest celestial neighbor? How is it shaping up the road ahead to space exploration? Answering some of these questions, we have with us the former director of ISRO. Thank you so much for speaking to Republic, sir. I want to understand what is the importance of this mission? SpaceX headed for a third straight try for a lunar mission.
Look, any lunar mission, any lunar exploration is always interesting. You just to recall, NASA had landed on Moon 5 decades back, right? But in 2008 and 2009, for the first time, Moon mission of India found water. Even though it was late, but we were the first to find water. The exploration continues. Here, if you see, India landed on Moon, South Pole in 2024, and we were the first to find there is a difference in temperature from the surface to the inside, about 10 centimeter inside the Moon. There is a difference of temperature. That is, on the surface, you find temperature about 30 to 40 degrees, but just 10 centimeter below, the temperature is about 10 degrees. Therefore, there is always a possibility that there is going to be, ice, formation of ice below the Moon. And also, this is one of the very important findings which the world wants to know, how exactly the formation of the Moon surfaces are there,
right,
and where there is water, and where there are minerals, and where there are gases.
Right, sir.
Right? So I am too. If you see, this is a very interesting mission. This is called Commercial Lunar Payload Services. That means the Commercial Lunar Payload Service. It means that it will have, what is called as the possibility of taking astronauts to the Moon and do the experiment. This is one part. And
right,
it also carries very interesting, spectrometer where it can use to do the drilling on the Moon. The formation is there. This is number 2. Number 3, there are 2 more very important payloads. We should not, we should be cautious about. One is the laser reflector array. The laser reflector array is a permanent, reference point. That is, it continuously reflects the laser light, which becomes a reference for all the Moon mission to come. This is a very, very important thing, which, if this is achieved, becomes a reference. This is second. And third one is the drone, which it is carrying, which can fly like a helicopter and map the Moon, and then take images and then send it back to Earth, which is something which is unique, which this mission is attempting. In addition to that, this
right,
mission also has lunar trailer blazer, okay,
right, sir,
which is going to orbit the Moon.
So
this is a very important mission, which carries 2 major payloads. One is the IM-2, other one is the lunar
right,
trailer blazer. Both put together is going to really give lots of information for all the Moon mission to come.
Right, sir. Sir, thank you for speaking to Republic and getting those insights for our viewers. For now, thank you so much for giving us your time. Viewers, it's time to move on and take a look at other stories that are topping the charts tonight.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff. Go Falcon, go into ignition. Beautiful, it's pitching you.
India just delivered a scathing rebuke to Pakistan at the UN Human Rights Council, calling it a quote-unquote failed state that's barely surviving on international handouts. Kshitij Tyagi, India's representative, did not mince words, accusing Pakistan's leadership of spreading lies dictated by its military.
The Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh were, are, and will always remain an integral and inalienable part of India. Second, the unprecedented political, social and economic progress in Jammu and Kashmir in the past few years speaks for itself. These successes are a testament to the people's trust in the government's commitment to bring normalcy to a region scarred by decades of Pakistan-sponsored cross-border terrorism. Third, as a country where human rights abuses, persecution of minorities, and systematic erosion of democratic values constitute state policies, and which brazenly harbors UN-sanctioned terrorists, Pakistan is in no position to lecture anyone. Instead of its unhealthy obsession with India, Pakistan should focus on providing actual governance and justice to its own people. Mr. President, it is unfortunate that this Council's time continues to be wasted by a failed state, which thrives on instability and survives on international handouts.
Tyagi's response was prompted by Pakistan's Law Minister Azam Nazir Tarar, who alleged human rights violations in Jammu and Kashmir.
The fact is that Jammu and Kashmir never was and never will be the so-called integral part of India. The fact is that India is an illegally occupying territory of the disputed territory. Time and again, this delegation resorts to the same tactics of deflecting global attention away from its violations and abuses committed in the occupied Jammu and Kashmir. While the reality remains that the Indian occupation forces are unabashedly resorting to massive human rights violations in the territory. Time and again, several UN mandate holders have raised alarm on the state of human rights in the occupied Jammu and Kashmir.
Well, on this show, we promise to not let you miss out on anything that's topping your charts tonight. Here's a look at hot trends. Have you ever witnessed a moment when the entire world seems to be bathed in an ethereal blue hue? It's like something out of a fantasy movie. This phenomena occurs when cold air reaches its saturation point and cannot hold any more water vapor. As a result, the vapor freezes into ice crystals, creating a breathtaking blue landscape. Get ready to take your daily commute to new heights, quite literally. The world's first electric flying car has successfully taken off, and it's a game changer. Aleph Aeronautics is leading the charge in making this a reality, with plans for production later this year. Michelle Trachtenberg, the actress who rose to fame as a precocious child star in Harriet the Spy and went on to have memorable roles on TV shows like Gossip Girl, passed away at 39. The New York police responded to a 911 call when they found a woman unconscious and unresponsive inside a Manhattan apartment. She was later identified as a Trachtenberg. Reacting to a footage that shows Grok 3 launched by Elon Musk's XAI letting out an intense 30-second scream, Grimes, Elon Musk's ex-girlfriend, said it is a significantly better scene than any current sci-fi cinema.
Is this some kind of twisted game of how loud?
No, louder. Don't use words, just yell louder.
The White House has barred reporters from Reuters and several other media organizations to cover President Donald Trump's first cabinet meeting. This move is in line with the administration's new policy regarding media coverage. As a result of this, 3 reporters from Reuters and Associated Press photographer were denied coverage access. During Trump's first cabinet meeting, a journalist asked whether everyone in the cabinet was happy with Elon Musk. As Musk tried to jump in and respond, Trump cut him off, insisting, "Let the cabinet answer that question."
President Trump put out a Truth Social today saying that everybody in the cabinet was happy with you. I just wondered if you had heard otherwise, and if you had heard anything about members of the cabinet who weren't happy with the way things were going, and if so, what are you doing to address those any dissatisfaction?
And let the cabinet speak just for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
Is anybody unhappy with Elon? If you are, well, throw them out of here. Is anybody unhappy?
Attending Donald Trump's first cabinet meet, Elon Musk emphasized on how he was getting death threats for the work he was doing at Department of Government Efficiency. His remarks came when Trump asked him to stand up and explain how the Doge was working and how much they were cutting.
The overall goal here with the Doge team is to help address the enormous deficit. We simply cannot sustain as a country $2 trillion deficits. The interest rates, just the interest on the national debt now exceeds the Defense Department spending. We spend a lot on the Defense Department, but we're spending over $1 trillion on interest. If this continues, the country will become de facto bankrupt. It's not an optional thing, it is an essential thing. That's the reason I'm here. And taking a lot of flack, and getting a lot of death threats, by the way. I mean, I'd like to stack them up, you know. But if we don't do this...
Ever heard of people involved in smuggling golden dates? Well, there's a first for everything. Customs officers at the New Delhi airport intercepted a male passenger and seized assorted yellow metal cut pieces and a chain, all believed to be gold, totaling 172 grams, which were concealed inside dates. Former world champion boxer Saviti Bura has filed an FIR against her husband and kabaddi player Deepak Hooda, alleging dowry harassment and physical assault. The FIR was lodged in Hisar in Haryana under Section 85 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. This pertains to cruelty by a husband or his relatives. However, Hooda seems to be a no-show, even after receiving multiple notices from the police. Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, D.K. Shivakumar, takes a direct dig at Mallikarjun Kharge. The congressman said, and I quote, "His name has Mallikarjun in it, which means Shiva, so will he also change his name?" He further mentioned that he was born Hindu and would die a Hindu.
ಅವರು ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನ ಖರ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು? ಶಿವ. ಅವರ ಹೆಸರು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬಿಟ್ರ. ಸಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎ ಹಿಂದೂ, ಐ ಸೇ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಹಿಂದೂ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೈ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಹಿಂದೂ.
Rescue teams in Telangana are racing against time to save 8 workers trapped in a tunnel since the 22nd of February. The tunnel, which is a part of the Sri Salam Left Bank Canal project, partially collapsed, leaving the workers stranded. As the 6th day of rescue operation comes to a close, concerns are just growing. Despite efforts to reach the trapped men, a breakthrough has proven elusive. We have with us Aneri, who has been on ground covering the story so far. Aneri, tell us more about the robust rescue operations. Day 6 is about to come to an end and no ray of hope.
Well, that's right, because we have been seeing that time is just passing by, and today is day 6 of the rescue operations. However, today we see that the rescue operations have further intensified, and also now we also have been learning through our sources is that the digging of the mud slush and also the slush which has become very solid inside has begun already. And the main difficulty, main challenge which the rescue teams have been facing is that after a point in time at around 13.8 kilometers, the mud slush is almost 20 feet. So that is the one big challenge which they will have to dig in and try to get the bodies out. But then also at the same time, what we are seeing is that where there is mud slush up to 4 to 6 feet, the rescue operations they have started digging the mud slush from there and bringing out the mud, the waste from inside the tunnel. But now the main challenge remains is that the rescue teams which are going inside, their life is also at risk, and that is the one big challenge which the rescuers have been facing. Experts from all sides, let it be the geologists, tunnel experts from various parts of the country, have visited the tunnel, and now they have come to a conclusion. And so the rescue operations have begun at a faster pace from today, and as the minister was also stating that within 2 days the rescue operation will be completed. So now it remains to be seen how it is going to turn out to be.
Right, Aneri. Thanks very much for joining us on the broadcast, Aneri. Viewers, for now, it's time to take a look at news that's trending in a fast, zippy and pacey format. This is Fast Trends for you. Two-time Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakova were found dead at New Mexico house on Wednesday afternoon. Their pet dog was also found dead with them. NASA astronaut Donald Pettit shares a viral moment on orbit where he takes a Teflon knitting needle and got charged water drops to orbit around it. NASA's Europa Clipper spacecraft is about to execute a precision gravity assist maneuver around Mars on the 1st of March. This high-stakes flyby will tweak the spacecraft's trajectory, setting it on course for the Jupiter system and the icy moon Europa. But that's not all. Scientists are also using this opportunity to test the spacecraft's instruments and get a sneak peek at the Martian atmosphere. Imagine zipping from Kolkata to Chennai in just 3 hours, all for a fare of 600 rupees. Sounds like a pipe dream, right? But Waterfly Technologies, a startup backed by IIT Madras, claims that it's making this into a reality with a wing-in-ground craft, which would travel just 4 meters above the sea surface, drastically cutting travel time and costs. While it might sound too good to be true, the promise is certainly intriguing. Rohit Sharma gave a thumbs up on his hamstring after India's thrilling win against Pakistan in the Champions Trophy. But whispers from the Indian camp suggest that the opener's hamstring might not be entirely okay. Now we leave you with the striking visuals of the Chetak warriors, battle-ready soldiers pushing their limits, training for extreme conditions. Visuals show the challenges they conquer in the relentless pursuit of excellence. Watch these stunning visuals as I bid goodbye.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.